Hello and welcome to yet another video here on the YouTube channel STF Wargaming Studio. My name is Andreas, I'm Mutant Viking, and this is Kylie.
Hello.
From the Green Dragon podcast. You mostly listen to her, I think.
Yes, you normally don't see my face.
No.
Although...
So here she is, in all her glory. And you have travelled quite far.
Very far. Probably the furthest of anyone else at the tournament.
So you travelled further than the other Australians then?
Technically, yes.
Technically, yeah.
I had to pick Matt up from the airport, so...
Yeah.
Yes.
Then you travelled further.
Yes.
So obviously people were, well, all the gaming groups were taken a bit by storm last year because you did exceedingly well.
Yes.
In last year's tournament.
Kind of from out of nowhere, apparently. People weren't expecting it.
Apparently. So there's different theories about how this went about, because people saw your armor list and
they thought it was rubbish.
Yeah. But my personal view is that they didn't expect like the Australian meta and what you guys do with chaining heroic actions and the way you play, because it's quite a different way to play. And obviously I don't think the Green Dragon podcast gets the amount of listeners it should do, because you have some very interesting thoughts about the game.
Yeah, our thoughts are almost kind of radical in some of what how we approach the game, because we've been playing for an exceedingly long amount of time. So when you add that time frame to a bunch of people that just like to play different stuff and innovate, you get some really kind of weird things happening with some kind of like oddball ideas and like different kind of interactions that people wouldn't have normally kind of stumbled across in just standard, front to back shield wall play.
Yeah, I think that's most of the method, like in the UK and most of Europe, is like you have the traditional shield walls, you have this all-mounted army. Yeah. But you guys put like cavalry mixed in with some archers, smattering of this and smattering of that, and then combine it and do. And I have a feeling you guys play a lot more turns.
Yeah, that's actually one thing that kind of really surprised me from last year playing was how little people took the opportunity to push the game and keep it going. And particularly with coming up with like Plan B or Plan C or Plan D and E if you get that far in. And that really kind of actually threw me a bit when people I'd come in, I'd engage, we'd fight a bit, and then suddenly they're like, oh, okay, I give up now. All my main things are gone, or my main things are dead, and I'm just sitting there going, you still have a Thranduil over there who's sitting behind the building. You still have 2 sentinels on that other flank. How are you out of this game?
Yeah,
I don't see you out of this game, but the mental block of
Yeah, because they do have a plan, but then when that plan fails, it's not like they thought of an innovative way to exceed and do something else with it. So obviously you faced off in the championship game.
Oh yes,
against Jay Clare, and obviously not the best scenario for you to be drawn. It was a contest of champions.
Probably probably the worst scenario out of the pool for me to pull in the final game with that particular army.
And some might say it's one of the not particularly well written scenarios for tournament play, that is.
Yes.
Because of the way it plays, and it can be over like in half an hour.
And which it was over in half an hour.
So you did a huge gamble, which could have like if you pulled it off.
I mean, basically it came down to a 50-50 on turn 1 that I lost. And then the get out of jail free card on the strike on the second turn to see if I could, fight my way out of it. I lost. So 2 50-50s in a row kind of hurts a bit, and I had nothing I can do about it. But I think it was mostly the fact that I put myself in that position to begin with. I let the fact that I'm playing JK, the guy who wrote the rulebook, and psyched myself out of it, going, oh god, I'm playing JK, oh no, I'm playing in a bad mission, I'm going to go for a 50-50. Instead of going, wait, no, I have a plan, I've got lots of heroes, I can take this late game, I can whittle out Gandalf, and eventually I'll be able to get onto him, get a pin, and then give turns. Ardacon that he needed to get some kills.
Yeah, because I think even Jay was a bit taken aback by Army that it's doing so well.
Yes.
So obviously, hindsight being 2020, that could be a whole different game. But if you want to see that game, it is available on the channel, although with a bit grainy graphics because of the streaming service we had available. Last year it wasn't best. This year we're doing better streaming and better coverage than what we did last year. So stay tuned on the STF channel for that. So it's under the Ardacon 2018 like playlist thing. So do check that out. It's a good insight into what Army Kylie played and everything. But looking forward to the future.
Yes.
So this year, Ardacon has become even more special with introducing the SPG Masters.
Well, and I didn't think that this tournament could make me even more nervous than it did last year. But it certainly topped that and has made me more nervous.
So if you don't know what SPG Masters is, it's basically 14 tournaments worldwide getting the SPG Open stamp of approval. The winner of those tournaments gets a free ticket to Ardacon, so sadly not airfare included, especially for you Australians.
Yes,
but
that would have been lovely.
It would have been lovely even for us Norwegians. That would be nice. But yeah, it's a wonderful tournament, wonderful way for local tournaments to get a bit more press and perhaps also get international players coming over. So we had little showing of that, especially in like the Belgian final, where people crossed borders to get into the action. So we tried that a bit in Norway as well, but it was a bit of a short time period to do it in. So next year the SPG Master will be even bigger, I think.
Yes.
So there's 14 players from 14 different nations. Well, 3 of them are Polish, but one of them is based in Norway.
Yes, I saw that and saw that there were 3 Polish players in the pool and went, how did that happen? And then I got told the story of them running around and sweeping up some European tournaments. I'm like, okay. In
Sebastian's case, Norwegian champions, that is not the case. He only participated in one tournament and won that one. And is the one you're facing in the first round.
Very nervous, especially when I heard who I was playing and kind of a bit of his reputation, and I went, okay.
We call him Jotun, which is basically a Norse demon. So that should give you a bit of a understanding of how he is. But then again, not to give anything away, but the FAQ might have hurt him a bit on the army he originally chose. He's changed his army.
Okay.
So so I even don't know what's bringing now. But
I have an idea of what part of the FAQ probably hurt him, but we'll see.
So it's not Iron Hills. but yeah, it's I think the SPG Masters is a wonderful idea and a wonderful thing, because
100% agree.
If this cultivates, and even with 32 players in the event, like 31 finals plus the winner from last year, that's only 5 rounds of a mini tournament. And since it's knockout, you can actually if you have a separate room for the final, you can still have convention stuff going on in the hall at night. So this has room to grow with it being on the Friday.
I hope to see it grow too, because it was a really kind of ingenuitive idea. That's probably not the word I'm looking for, but it was really cool when I heard about it. It got me fired up to want to, go in, play hard, go into my own local scene and go, right, I want this. You guys need to stop me from wanting this.
And obviously it's not the perfect system, since like travel is not included. So it will, in some cases, like for instance, if another person in Australia won it, it would have been down to, can that person attend at that time? Can they afford airfare? Can they afford hotel? Everything else, and
time off too.
And time off work, of course. So it's not a perfect system, but I think it's a wonderful way to get people to actually want to go across like neighboring countries, visit them, see how they play, and experiences other metas as well. Which is
perhaps
with your like entry into the scene.
Yeah, I kind of
more important than ever.
Exploded into the scene a bit. I wish, part of me really wishes we had a different scenario for that last game, so I could have shown a bit more of, you know, how we play down under. But yeah, I was really pleased with my previous 6 games, and I felt that I kind of showed that, you know what we can do. We've got some tricks up our sleeve, and maybe not everything that is previously established is the best established system.
Some very nice thoughts and some very like good points in that as well. I think like fighting, like battle lines just clashing is not, it's very straightforward and it's easy, and I don't think easy always is right. So going forward to this tournament, how did you prepare?
Well, I was struggling to get games in kind of July-ish, no, not July, June. So when kind of mid-July hit, I went into full practice mode. So I was quite literally smashing out 3 to 4 games a week. So really kind of hitting my nose, like the nose to the grindstone, both with my open army and my master's army, putting about a 50-50% emphasis on both.
I played 2 games with my open army.
Yes, I played a lot of games with both my armies, just trying to get the cobwebs off. And one of the really interesting things that I was doing was I was basically turning to Jeremy, who also, big shout out to Jeremy. We're big fans of what you guys do with your channel as well. We think that's just amazing stuff. And like, really love to see that kind of stuff with the community. But yeah, Jeremy, basically I turned to Jeremy and was like, write an army you think that can beat what I've got. Then we chose a scenario that was put me at a complete disadvantage.
Wow.
And then during the game, we would have these little moments where if we have a really critical 50-50, it would always go against me. So there were games where, you know, my key hero would win a 50-50 off the straight up roll off, but then we would flip it to see how I would react to it.
Oh yeah, good.
So it was basically putting myself in the hardest possible situation, the hardest possible scenario at any given point, and learning how to win those scenarios against a bad matchup in a bad scenario with bad luck. And you'll be surprised how many games I actually managed to win with that.
So obviously we won't spoil what army, because this is going out tonight.
Yes.
So we won't spoil.
I've been very careful with what I've been saying.
So we won't spoil what army you're playing, and obviously at the time of recording this, I've seen the poll on the Ardacon group, and it seems like the people want to see Norway versus Australia.
They do.
So I'll be streaming that. I'll be dropping out of Chaos in order to get it streamed that live. So so you'll get to see what army Kylie is bringing, what army Sebastian is bringing, and see the kickoff of the SPG Masters Tournament tomorrow morning. So I wish you the very best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Even though it's against my own countrymen from Poland, so it's it's about people want to see. There's one guy who wanted to see Jay sit on a chair next to an empty table.
I saw that.
I find that hilarious. And one of the things I want to touch on before we quit as well is that you're on another bracket.
Literally.
So you,
last year's champion and the runner-up on the complete opposite sides of the brackets.
Yeah.
The only way I can get my rematch with Jay is to slug it all the way to the final.
And also Jacob Hall, who is the American runner-up Masters winner. He to get to the final, he has to beat, well, to win the tournament, he has to beat the Belgian champion, Ed Ball, Jay Clare, and you in that succession. So there's some high stakes in this.
There's some very high stakes. I just hope that I don't freak out like I did last year and throw the game away in the first term. But
it seems to me like you've done a lot of preparing, and especially with how the situation was in the game against Jay last year and how you prepared to basically combat
those
worst case scenarios. So yeah, good luck.
Thank you very much.
And I'll see you at table 1 tomorrow morning. Until then, I've been Andreas, Norwegian Viking. This was Kylie from the Green Dragon podcast.
Check us out on SoundCloud. Is the best place to grab us, and just throw it straight in the search bar and you won't go wrong.
And it's, in my opinion, one of the best things to paint with, because it's hilarious. Especially the one where they do all the resources and the
We go off topic a bit and we come up with some wacky terms. Okay, I'll be honest, I come up with some wacky terms, so feel free to have a laugh at me.
But again, it's places where you hear stories of like Citadel Guard with clubs.
Don't get me started on Citadel Guard with clubs army. David is a genius when it comes to like crazy wacky combos or crazy wacky ideas for army lists, and somehow they work.
So
that's the weirdest thing.
If you want to shake up your own meta at home,
yes,
listen to the Green Dragon podcast, get some inspiration, and basically make the community.
Try different things. That's the best piece of advice I can give anyone. Play lots of games, try different things, and if it goes wrong, you've learnt something anyway. If it goes right, hey, you got a new trick for your toolbox.
Yeah. So I think we can finish off here. So please comment, like, share, and subscribe. And do consider supporting STF on Patreon using the link in the description below. It is a fantastic way for you to support efforts here at the studio, and it gives us monetary means to expand, improve, and give you more cool videos each and every week. So if that's at all interesting, click the link. But more importantly,
Trap Swing Games.
Oh, and support your hobby.